All right, everybody. Good morning. We're gonna do things a little bit different today on this channel. You guys know that I usually try to keep things more technical and try to be more of an analyst on this YouTube channel. That's the way I prefer to do things. But things are not as they typically are with this team right now. And even though I've made my peace with this decision, even though I think that it's somewhere between defensible and correct to do this, that does not change the fact that some things need to be said the day after you trade your 10-year franchise quarterback. So in this video, what I want to say sincerely and genuinely is thank you, Russell Wilson, for a great 10-year run as Seahawks quarterback. You're the best quarterback in Seahawks franchise history. You gave us the best 10-year run in Seahawks franchise history. Your numbers speak for themselves. 10 years, over 100 wins, almost 300 touchdowns, 40,000 combined yards, some of the best touchdown to interception ratios that you will ever see in NFL history. Some of the best plays in Seahawks franchise history. Some really incredible stuff here. 9 straight winning seasons, 8 seasons in the playoffs, 9 playoff wins. He was part of the reason why this team was able to win a Super Bowl and play in another. He was part of the reason why they were relevant consistently for the past several years. Really, outside of 2021, they were consistently relevant pretty much every season. 9 Pro Bowls, MVP runner-up in 2019. Really a fantastic 10-year run for Russell Wilson, and I have obviously said negative things about him in recent times. I have criticized his play. I have advocated for a trade at times, and I'm understanding of this decision, but that does not change the fact that it was a great 10-year run, and I'm happy that it happened to me. I'm happy that he came through my football watching life and provided those 100+ wins and 300+ total touchdowns and did all the things that he did to make this franchise what it is right now, which is a franchise that has enjoyed more success over the last 10 years than any team outside of the Patriots, the Packers, maybe the 49ers, and that's it. Something like that. Maybe one or two other teams in there, but and he was a driving force behind it. Now, early in his career, was he a bus driver? My God, yes. Those first 3.5 years, he was absolutely a bus driver, but he was a great bus driver, made a lot of big plays. Wasn't necessarily completely consistent yet, but he still managed to find a way to be efficient and effective. And as time went on, he became better than anybody I think expected. Like when he started destroying teams in the second half of 2015, I vividly remember sitting there thinking to myself, I cannot believe this is the guy who was just basically a handoff machine those first 2 years. And this is I do feel something today. I definitely do. It is on some level kind of sad that it had to end this way, that he couldn't play 20 years in Seattle like he always talked about, that he couldn't find a way to be a 3-time or 4-time or 5-time Super Bowl champion here like he always talked about. In some ways, this franchise did fail him, and that's part of the reason why we're here right now. Did he do some stuff that I didn't appreciate over the last year and a half? My God, yes. No doubt. The way he played last year was really frustrating at times. Some of the off-season drama you would deal with him got a little... It wears on you a little bit. The fact that he made it so clear from day one that he was all about the Benjamins and squeezing every single cent he can out of every contract negotiations, it does wear on you. God, I remember his rookie year. Wilson's rookie year, there was actually some talk that he was going to try to find a way to get extended after his first season. And he fired his agent a little bit after that. A lot of people think the agent accidentally leaked some private conversation that they had. But, put all that to the side and just remember 104 wins. He played in every game except for 3. Missed maybe 4 combined games worth of play due to injury over his entire career. The 3.5 from the finger, and then he missed a couple others because of ankle and a concussion and stuff like that. But it's one of the best 10-year runs of any quarterback in NFL history. He never won the MVP, but obviously he played more than well enough to win MVP in 2019, and Lamar went crazy at the end there, so didn't happen, but he played at an MVP level for several years. And even though you can't say the divorce was 100% smooth, it certainly isn't, it's not heated, right? I don't have any real animosity towards Wilson as he leaves. Was I frustrated with his play at points last year? Sure. But a lot of the stuff that I can put on him, really, I'm putting on Carroll. I think Carroll's really the guy to blame for some of this stuff. A lot of it, honestly, I think that he was the guy who was in Wilson's ear all the time about avoid turnovers at all cost. Don't throw it to the middle of the field. And you get a quarterback who does those things at extremely high clips and occasionally to his own detriment. And then in year 10, you try to bring in a guy to tell him to do something different. He might not be able to do those different things. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I expressed my appreciation for him. He's a great player. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's one of the best players in franchise history, one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. Among quarterbacks who never won an MVP, he's probably top 3, top 5 at least. And I have a feeling that the breadth of his accomplishments when he ends up retiring are going to be stacked up very well against guys like Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees and other quarterbacks who maybe they didn't win a ton of Super Bowls like the Tom Brady's did, and even Peyton Manning won too. But it's going to stack up pretty well with a lot of these guys. So hey, thanks, Russ. Really, it's been a lot of fun. You brought a lot of enjoyment to my Sundays over the past decade. I think it was time to do a different thing. I think that this is a reasonable bet the franchise is making, but I don't say that lightly. I don't say that flippantly. I do understand this can go wrong, and this can go wrong in a way that kills this franchise for a long time, because this fan base, if this goes badly, if Wilson wins a Super Bowl in Denver next year or something, and the Seahawks fall into a hole and win 4 games next year, this fan base is going to draw and quarter Pete Carroll. And who knows how long it'll take to put things back together if this rebuild that we're now going to be trying to do doesn't work. Obviously, Desai may be an heir apparent. If that doesn't work out, then you could be looking at like a situation when LeBron left Cleveland the first time, and their franchise was a complete dumpster fire for a few years, and probably still would be if LeBron didn't come back. So that's on the table, but it doesn't have to be the way we go. Nevertheless, great run as Seahawks franchise quarterback, Wilson. You're by far the best quarterback this team has ever had. It's going to be hard to find a guy who's better, I'll say that. Can we find a guy who maybe fits this offense better? Absolutely. Can we find a guy who's maybe a little more effective per dollar? I guess, but you're unlikely to see a quarterback come through Seattle who's better than Wilson in your lifetime. So we couldn't make it work. Some of it's on him, but at the end of the day, I do have a lot of appreciation. When his athleticism was at its peak during the run of seasons where he was consistently in the MVP conversation, I wouldn't have traded him for just about anybody. I always believed, and whenever we were down in a game, whenever things weren't going well, I always believed that he would find a way to make some plays to make us win. And so many times in his prime, he did. Okay, so that's really all I got to say about this one. Let me know what you guys think. Express your appreciation down below. As much as I bashed him at times recently, I should say nice things about him sometimes, and now's a good time. You go ahead and say your nice things as well. See you guys later. Peace out. Go Hawks.